You may remember a story we brought you a few months back about a Niagara Falls mother who survived cancer and was in search of a kidney donor. Tonight, we are sharing an act of incredible kindness from a total stranger turned friend that saved her life. Right now, we're joined by Elena DiPaolo and Laura Jean. Thank you both so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
So, Elena, let's start with you. What is your story?
So I've been sick for like 6 years, and I'm not sick anymore, and that feels great. Started with leukemia, and then shortly after that progressed into kidney disease, which is not curable. So it wasn't right away that I needed a kidney donor. It just slowly progressed into something that I was hoping I wouldn't see for quite some time. And when it came time that I needed a donor, I found someone who wanted to step up for me, and I got lucky.
So you said, you've been going through this battle for years, and then it got to a point where you needed to find a donor. What was your motivation to just keep going, not lose hope?
Honestly, it was my son. I would do anything for my son. And I adopted him, so it was the best thing that I've ever done in my life. If I did anything right, it was adopting my son. And I knew that I needed to be here for him, and nothing was going to stop me.
So Laura, let me ask you, what made you want to help?
Elena's story really stuck out to me. We had a bunch of mutual Facebook friends, and I just kept seeing her story pop up. And as someone who survived cancer, which a family member of mine had gone through in the previous year, and then as an adoptive mom, I'm also an adoptive mom, and I knew she needed to be around for her son, so I needed to try and see if I could help.
It really sounds like the strongest connection from the get-go. It really does.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, how did it feel, what that initial reaction when you finally learned someone wanted to donate?
I was in shock. I can't lie, I was in complete shock. I honestly couldn't believe it, because I had gotten this call one other time before, and my transplant actually got canceled.
Wow.
I was supposed to have a transplant last November, and they canceled it because after the pre-op screening, they found that that person wasn't actually a perfect match.
Okay.
So it took about 6 months, and then they called me and told me, we think we might have someone for you. We need you to come in and give us a sample, but you need to be here by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I was like, I'm coming right now, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't wasting any time. I got there, and I didn't hear anything for like 2 months, and I was like, it must not have been anything. So I just figured, if it is, it is. If it isn't, it isn't. It's going to be this year, and that was like my motto. This was my year.
This really sounds like a roller coaster of crazy emotions, too. So fast forward today, you were just telling me during the commercial break that recovery is going well. How has this friendship just blossomed since?
Yes. Well, I met Laura the day after the transplant. The nurse actually brought her down to meet me. And so that was great. I knew I wanted to know who she was, and I'm glad she wanted to know who I was, because now we're friends. And we talk, I'd say at least every other day, and it's just easy.
Yeah. What about you, Laura?
Kind of the same thing. It seems natural. It kind of seems like it was, a friendship meant to be. Yeah. And this was just the thing that kind of brought us together.
It truly is so special. I'm going to wrap with just a question. It's similar, but a two-part question for both of you.
Okay.
Start with you, Elena. For anyone who may be searching for a donor, what would you say to them? Those who are, holding on to hope, just trying to keep going.
Hold on to the hope. And I annoyed the community for like 1.5 years until I found my donor. So I wholeheartedly believe that more people are out there that want to help. And I think those people are great, especially to people like me.
Yeah. And people like Laura. Laura, what would you say to those who want to help? How should they go about doing so?
So I actually did have someone reach out to me since our first interview.
Oh, really?
And yeah, a friend who mentioned that it was something that she was interested in and wanted to know what the process was, and I told her to give ECMC a call, and that I really hope that people can realize that it's a relatively easy thing to go through, and it's totally worth it to be able to help someone else.
Wonderful. Well, Elena, Laura, thank you very much for coming in tonight.
Thank
It's
you.
a really remarkable, inspiring story.
Thank you so much.